One day, you wake up next to someone you've loved for years and realize that silence has replaced connection. Not the peaceful kind of silence, but the heavy kind. The kind that hums like static between two souls who used to know each other. You still share a bed. You still share plans. But you no longer share presence. The divorce has already begun. Not on paper, not in courtrooms, but in the small, quiet betrayals of attention. The disconnection doesn't start when someone leaves. It starts when no one shows up. This is what happens when love doesn't end. It just forgets how to live. The silent divorce is not a legal event. It's a psychological erosion, a slow decay of curiosity, appreciation, and risk. Two people stop building a shared world and start maintaining a shared routine. And what's terrifying is, most never even notice it's happening. They call it comfort. They call it maturity. But comfort without connection isn't peace. It's paralysis. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not one big fight. It's the 1,000 moments you decide not to speak. The thoughts you withhold to avoid tension. The compliments you stop giving because they stopped being returned. You start living next to each other instead of with each other. And the tragedy? You don't even fight anymore, because that would require caring enough to clash. A healthy relationship breathes through conflict. But silence? Silence is emotional hypoxia. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. And you will call it fate. In every relationship, you meet two people, the person in front of you and the reflection of your own unhealed self. The silent divorce begins when you stop seeing your partner for who they are and start seeing them as the reason you're unhappy. You project your boredom, your lost potential, your unclaimed dreams onto them. You blame them for the cage you built yourself. And the more you do, the more they withdraw into their own silence. When men feel the disconnection, they don't talk. They retreat. They build. They lift. They grind. Because that's what they know how to control. But the truth is brutal. Work becomes the mistress. Distraction becomes therapy. And your home stops being a sanctuary. It becomes a silent battlefield where no one fights and no one wins. You start mistaking productivity for purpose. But purpose without presence is just another form of escape. Rule number 1. Affection dies where curiosity ends. Stop assuming you already know your partner. People evolve, or they vanish inside familiarity. Rule number 2. Distance grows where honesty retreats. If you're avoiding truth to keep the peace is already gone. Rule number 3. You can't repair what you refuse to see. The moment you normalize disconnection, you've chosen decay. You can't fix love by pretending nothing's broken. But you can rebuild it, not through words, but through presence. Start with curiosity. Ask questions not to solve, but to understand. Listen like it's the first time you've ever heard their story. Reconnection doesn't happen in grand gestures. It happens in tiny moments of attention, the same way the disconnection began. Philosophy calls this returning to the present, not reliving the past, not chasing the future, but meeting the other person here, in the now, with truth instead of performance. The silent divorce doesn't have to end in separation. Sometimes it ends in awakening. Nietzsche said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star." In every dying connection lies the chance to rebuild something real, if you're brave enough to confront the silence instead of living inside it. Most relationships don't need saving. They need seeing. They need two people willing to resurrect what was lost, not by starting over, but by starting honestly. This isn't just about marriage, it's about the death and rebirth of presence.